off the rails. Anyway, hello, I'm Shan. We're here with Finn. Welcome to another episode of the Useless Corner podcast. This time will hopefully be better than the last one.
Yeah,
Hi, Finn.
hello. I spent the last week, and I have 5 different topics. Some of them might be pretty short. One of them I actually don't know what. It depends on if you know about what this is or not. If you don't, then the topic will probably be like 3 minutes long. If you do, it might be more. But
Gotcha.
um, I'm gonna start off with a very, very simple one um, that I thought might be interesting to talk about for you specifically.
Okay.
I literally wrote down Shan's eye phobia and worst fears.
Oh boy. Okay.
My first question is, how did you come to learn that you had a phobia of eyes?
I'm pretty sure it's because I had a friend back in middle school who would flip his eyelids inside out, and I would just freak out every time.
What?
Yeah, you know people can do that, right?
No, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I don't understand how they do it, but they'll just like grab their eyelid, flip it inside out, and it's
I would never want it. If I could do that, I don't even want to try. That's no.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think over the course of knowing you, I told you this before, but I think over the course of knowing you for like 3.5 years, I've slowly also developed your fear. Not as bad as you, but um, yeah, no, I'm definitely more uneasy with eye stuff than I was like 3 years ago. See, the weird thing is, it's only when it has to do with real eyes. I can see, like, I can watch like things like Sao and Higurashi where the freaking eye gets stabbed out and like twisted and blown up in a million pieces. If it's fine if it's
Honestly,
animated.
your description of it, your description of it is worse than if I were to watch it because of the fact it's animated. Yeah, I agree. It's not as bad when it's animated, but your description made me cringe.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean
Yeah,
to.
it's fine.
But that's the kind of stuff that happens, and just
Yo, Nate's listening.
yo. But like that's the kind of stuff that happened. Like, you know, Sao at least. I think there's another anime. I don't know if it was Higurashi or not. I just said Higurashi because it has gore of like everything. But
What was?
there was another one.
No, wait, that it was SAO I was thinking of. I was like, there was an anime that I watched somewhat recently where an eye exploded, and it was like, oh wait, that was SAO. Never mind.
ReZero might have had eye stuff. I think it did. I think
I
yeah,
think it did, yeah.
yeah. Okay, it wasn't Higurashi. My bad. The other time loop anime.
Yeah.
But I can if it's animated, I'm totally fine. But even if it's like just describing, I don't think I've actually ever seen anything like online with eye stuff. And I'm very glad I haven't because I feel like then I just fully have an eye phobia if I did. Because even
Yeah.
yes,
And of course,
you just describing all the things you've told me in the past few years is just like, no.
yeah. And of course I get recommended stuff by YouTube, like dropping an eyeball down 7 foot I
You
mean
told me
seven
about
floors of
that.
stairs. It's like, what the frick?
Yeah, it's weird though because like if you described this stuff but gave in the context it happened in an anime, I'd be totally fine because I imagine it because you tell me oh this is a real thing. I imagine it with like real people and it's just like nope nope nope. But if you told me oh this happened in an anime, I'd be totally fine. It's really weird how that works, but makes sense.
Yeah, I think part of it why it doesn't bother me as much if it's animated is because like I see it happen. I don't think about it too much. When someone's describing it, I'm like imagining what it would feel like and it happening to me, and that scams me. So
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's so weird. Like I can see the worst things happen to the human body if it's animated, but if it's like real, I'm like, nope, nah, nah, nah.
yeah, yeah, me too.
Is it?
Although then again, I've seen some pretty horrible stuff happen to real
Yeah,
people too. So
yeah. I have stayed off that side of the internet, also known as Reddit 50/50.
Yeah, I wish I had avoided that stuff, but I didn't, and now it's in my mind forever.
Yeah, no, I've always tried to avoid that. I mean, I'd say the worst things I've seen is like gore wise, it's like Saw, and that's about it.
That's not too bad, because especially because you just know it's fake. It's like, eh.
Yeah, no, because you know it's fake. I mean, it's pretty gory. It's very gory, but you know it's fake, so it's not as bad. I've never seen any actual gore online. I've avoided that.
Yeah. Um. Well, obviously I haven't because
Yeah, you've told me many stories about your adventures on that kind of stuff.
yeah,
I don't I don't remember. Didn't you used to
the
didn't you
one I'll
use
always remember is the
the
pickaxe through the
pickaxe?
head.
Yeah, yeah, that's always the one you tell. Didn't you
Yeah.
say you used to have a friend who'd like watch that stuff with you or show that? I don't know if it was.
Yeah, in back when PE was still a required class, so I think it was ninth grade. It was probably ninth grade.
Yeah.
We would just sit there scrolling through Reddit 50/50 and
Oh no.
or like the watch people die subreddit. I'm pretty sure that got banned, so that's a good thing. But I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
those were the things we would do. And just because it was like, oh man, how bad could it get? And we'd be like, oh, that's not bad. Oh god, that one's bad. you know?
Yeah. I I hope to just avoid all that stuff for the rest of my existence. I'm fine with not seeing anything like that.
Yeah. Like most of the stuff didn't bother me too horribly. The meat grinder stuff is the worst stuff.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I don't need to know the context. It just human
No,
plus
no,
meat
you don't.
grinder
You
is
don't.
not good.
Yeah, it wasn't actually a meat grinder, but that's basically what it ended up doing. So it was like,
Yeah. Do you have any other like fears that are like as bad as you know, or not as bad, but do you have any like other like phobias other than like the eye phobia? Because I do. It's really weird though, and it's not like I don't know. I'll explain it, but do you have any other ones?
um, nothing nowhere near as bad. I know I'm afraid of heights,
Yeah. I mean, I think
which
that
I didn't used to be, but then randomly out of nowhere a few years ago, I got that and it was like, okay, well that's kind of a scam. Made
yeah,
roller coasters a lot less fun.
fair enough. I I see the thing with me is it's so hard to tell what I have a phobia of and what's just me being a little bitch because technically I'm scared of anything that's remotely dangerous because I'm just a coward, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, but there. So when I think of like all this stuff, I know I'm like I'd never go on the edge of like a cliff and look down. I'd never go into like the middle of the ocean. I'd never do this or that. That's not me being afraid of the ocean or heights, I don't think. I feel like that's more of just I'm just a coward and don't like to put myself in a situation
Well,
where I can
to be fair,
die.
a phobia is like an irrational fear. Going to
Yeah.
an edge of a cliff and looking down, that's not irrational.
Yeah. No. I don't have any weird irrational fears other than one, which I've always had. And I am afraid of any animal that is bigger than a foot tall. It's really
Uh,
weird, but but let me give you context. So when I was a little kid, I was scared of every single animal. I was even scared of butterflies. It's funny. I think I've told you that though.
think so because I've had the
Yeah, it was.
conversation that like, butterflies are cute when you don't think about them, but when you do, they're less cute because it's literally just like any other bug with pretty wings.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we did talk about that. But yeah, no, I was afraid of like every living thing on this planet other than one animal. Want to guess what it was?
Um,
It was
cats.
cats. Yep. And the only reason that was is because when I was younger, both my parents were always working because they're poor as fuck, right? And
Right.
So I was always babysit by this, you know, and um, they had a cat, and so I was fine with cats because I when I was like a little baby and all the way up till I was like 2 years old, I was always around a cat, right?
Uh-huh.
So that I was fine with. It was just literally every other animal in existence scared me until I was like probably maybe 10 years old. I was like, okay, I can handle most bugs and small animals. I can handle like fish. I could even handle like snakes. Um,
Okay.
it's just for
Yeah.
some reason any animal that's like dog sized. Well, the dogs make sense, but anything that's dog sized or bigger, like cows, horses, scared of. Completely uncomfortable around anything like that. Like
Fair enough. I think what's scary about those horses I find creepy when they open their mouth. Otherwise, I think they're fine.
well, horses,
Cows,
I'm scared of because their kick can literally shatter your entire existence.
yeah, really. They could kick you in the head and you could maybe it's not likely that you'll die, but like it'll mess you up.
I mean, if I've heard stories of people just falling off a horse and they get paralyzed for the rest of their life because they fall on their
Yeah.
back and then bleh. Like horses are scary motherfuckers. I don't know how people are. All them horse girls are like, I love horses. Horses are everything. I'm here like
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
shoot
I
that
don't get it.
motherfucker.
Dash is not gonna have a fun time hearing this episode.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, I don't hate horses or anything. I think they're cute as long as they are not freaking out. When they're freaking out, they're terrifying.
I can kill a motherfucker. And then cows. Uh, my I told you the story. I have an uncle. He owns a big farm down in Louisiana, and I've been on out in he when I think I was like maybe fourth grade. I we took out and like we were in his little like off roading jeep or whatever it was. I don't know, and we were in it, so we were completely safe. But like in the field, there was like bulls, and they would like come up and like they wouldn't like charge, but they'd like they'd not be happy campers. And so
Yeah,
after that, I was kind of like scared of cows.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
I've
not.
just had negative experiences with every animal that's above like a foot tall. Dog, I got bit by. Horses, cow, that. Like I've not had. Every animal that's like small, I'm totally fine with. Actually, there are very few exceptions. Like I'm totally like deer. I'm not scared of because they're deer. Um, I'm not
Deer are
really.
cute, man.
I'm not really scared of like sheep or goats. Pigs, I don't know. I'm iffy on. They're not really too scary. I just.
Pigs. I mean, wild pigs are scary, but
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
well that's boars. I mean, those are a
Yeah.
whole different thing. I just mean like
Well,
farm pigs.
like any pigs, if they escape after like a few weeks, they'll turn into wild pigs, and that's pretty crazy how fast they
Really.
undomesticate themselves. But yeah, no, it's really weird.
I wonder how many animals are like that because I know cats can easily just be wild cats. Unless
Yeah,
unless they're like Dash's cat Miko, who's like 500 pounds. She'd probably die in like a week.
I don't think Mittens could do it. I
Yeah,
think
but
he
I
would.
think I think Cole could
No.
totally survive. She brings like mice and birds home every day. She'd be totally fine. So I guess it depends on the cat. But like I feel like maybe like at least half of all house cats could probably live on their own and like if they wanted to. I wonder how
Yeah.
many other animals are like that.
Uh, I don't know. I can't imagine many.
Yeah. There aren't that many that I feel like could.
Like I don't know, and I should probably be thinking more like farm animals, but I'm thinking like pets
I'm thinking
that
of
could.
both. I was thinking first I thought dogs, but I feel like some of those I don't
I
know. It
feel like
depends on the dog. I think. Like, I don't think a Chihuahua
yeah,
could survive
definitely.
long, but I feel
There
like a German Shepherd could.
it could, yeah, but it also depends on like
I guess it depends on where you live.
that, yeah, that
Because
too.
I live in like
Also, I think it just depends on the kind of dog it is, not like what kind of breed it is. Just like
Personality.
personality of the dog.
Yeah.
Because I feel most dogs probably wouldn't. They'd probably do okay, but they'd probably die somewhat quickly.
Yeah, I think most dogs that are like very dependent and caring would die very quickly. I think the more like I was gonna say rabid. That's not what I mean, but like the more like aggressive. That's the word.
Yeah,
Aggressive dogs, big dogs. I feel like they'd be okay as long
yeah.
as
I had
they're in a
a
proper environment. Like I live, I'm thinking of everything based on where I live, and I live in like a big forested area, so
yeah,
it's pretty much just like if you're a predator, you'll probably find food. It's pretty easy. Squirrels and mice and birds everywhere, man.
yeah. I'm thinking of where I used to live, which was like in the middle of nowhere in a forest. And I had a husky. His name was Yoshi. He uh
Nice.
he lived only like a year.
Oh,
And the way he died, we don't know how, but it's very likely that he was poisoned somehow. Because, he was just fine overall, and then out of nowhere, he just started acting weird, and then he laid down and never got up.
dang. Maybe he just found a Hershey's chocolate and
Maybe. It could also be snakes, because we had snakes around there, but he didn't look like he had any physical
wounds.
injuries,
Yeah.
so I
Well,
don't know.
snake things are weird because they're not like dog or lion or bear fangs. They're like skin. They're like flesh. They're not like bone. Snake fangs are really weird. I don't know. I feel like they'd leave like a little tiny like needle bites, not like
Yeah, it's for me, it's more like there would have been blood, not more so like an actual little bite.
yeah. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's like my only like really weird irrational fear is like bigger animals, other than a few exceptions, like like I said, sheep and deer because they're harmless. I guess it depends on how harmless the animal seems, like to me personally, because a
Yeah.
lot of them
Oh,
don't
I was
seem
gonna
very
say about
harmless.
cows. About cows. I'm not. It's their size that's scary more than they
Yeah,
themselves are scary. Because I feel like they're more likely to accidentally kill you than on purpose.
yeah, and it really depends. Like if it's like
And like baby cows are super cute, and I don't think they would be a problem at all. But it's once they get all big and it's like if they fall
yeah,
over on you, they could crush your ribs and you'll die. You
yeah.
know,
I mean, cows are like 2,000 pounds, I think, which is a ton.
literally a ton.
Yeah, I was gonna make that joke. It was like, but I meant it to be like literally a ton, but I didn't know if I should have specified. Yeah,
I
how
figured you meant it
much
literally, but just
are
in case I had to
not how much are cows worth? How much
do
do
cows weigh.
cows weigh? Isn't it like 1,006 1,600 pounds for females and 2,400 pounds for males?
Okay.
So yeah, I basically got the average, which would be 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a hefty boys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other animals that are somewhat big that might be scared of.
I mean, there aren't. I mean, living in the U.S., there aren't really that many big animals, other than like farm animals. Like
Yeah.
the biggest,
And like any other big animals, you just know to be scared of anyway, like a bear.
yeah, like the only other big animals in like North America, none of them live anywhere near me. Is uh, grizzly bears, uh, black bears, mountain lions, and elk. And
Okay, you know what? Here's this. How about a capybara? They're like the size of a dog.
I mean, they don't live around me, and I don't really know anything about them. They look pretty harmless, so I don't think I'd be scared of one.
Yeah, they're pretty harmless.
I mean, they're just an oversized,
They
rabbit
just
almost.
chill. They just chill. They lay in the water. They sit
Yeah.
on the side. You just get to pet them. I don't I can't imagine they've ever hurt anyone,
Yeah,
not on purpose anyway. I'm sure on accident they might have, but
yeah. I'm sure every single animal has hurt
well,
someone
other
on
than maybe
accident.
like an idiot child that doesn't know how to respect animals, they might hurt them, but
Yeah,
they that's the kid's fault.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, pretty much every, like I said, it's like bears and mountain lions and elk, and none of them live around me. And I would know to avoid. I actually don't know how dangerous elk are, but I know mooses are.
Uh
I know mooses are dangerous. I know those things, but
oh yeah,
they only
those
live in Canada.
I believe you mean meese, Finn. No, I'm kidding.
I know the actual is just moose, but I'm trying to.
I like meese.
I don't know.
I know it's
I
not
say mooses
true.
because it makes it more obvious I'm making it plural. Because if it's this, because the plural is just the same, kind of like
I get you.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like how with a lot of Pokemon, their plural is just their name, but if there's multiple, you'd probably add the S anyway just to be
yeah,
more clear.
yeah. Like deer, the plural of deer is deer. You don't
Yeah,
say
although I don't think I've ever heard anyone say deers.
yeah, John Deere's. Sorry, Emily. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's that. Okay, this one I thought of just completely randomly, but like I feel like it's interesting. We can go really in depth with this one. So like we're we're not like old, but there are a lot of things that are already like outdated that we experienced in our lifetime that like all the little Fortnite kids will never experience. Like, and I'm saying, and this is just in my case at least, because for example, one of the ones I have written down is home phones. Like
Aw,
my family
man.
doesn't have a home phone anymore. We haven't had one for like ever now. But I know like I don't know. I think like Dash has one, but then again, that's the South. They're all outdated.
That is true, yeah.
But like, I, I don't think I've seen a home phone anywhere around where I live, and I don't know. It's just kind of a thing of the past. I know some people probably do have one, but I feel like it's just such an outdated concept.
Yeah, we used to have home phones, especially, my grandma and grandpa had home phones. I it's dumb because I know those things really wouldn't be useful anymore, but I miss them.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I liked the cord. I don't
my
know,
I
just
don't
the old way phones were. I liked
I don't think my home phone
the
had a
shape.
cord. It was. I mean, you couldn't go like too far away because those things sucked, but it didn't have a cord. I don't think.
Ah, you had one of those ones. I'm thinking more like the phone guy
1990s.
kind of phone, you
Yeah,
know?
the phone guy phone.
That's what I'm thinking here. Those are the ones I miss. The regular ones that you're talking about that most people
Yeah, I know
had. I don't care about those too much, but
my dad's old office had those kinds, the cord ones.
those are the ones I cared about.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird because I'm like cell phones are like in my lifetime, like they've been around my entire lifetime, but I hadn't seen one since until I don't know how old I was, but it was like maybe until I was like 10. So it's only been like half of my life I've seen cell phones. And for most of that, my mom just had like a flip phone and that was it. My dad didn't have anything. It was just my mom had like a basic flip phone and that was it until I want to say maybe 20 I don't want to say 2014, maybe 2013. 2013 I'm going to guess. Um my mom I think my mom got a regular like iPhone or maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think she got like a regular iPhone, and I think my dad did too. And then I got like an iPod Touch, basically.
Oh man, I still have my iPod. I haven't updated that thing in decades. It has like the original iPhone layout, I guess is the way to call it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
I
had.
I I have games on there that you cannot get anymore. I have Ninjago Angry Birds on there.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, I used that thing to play. That was my. I remember I used that to play, like, I think that's what I played Pixel Gun on, I believe.
Such a
And
small screen.
it was. I mean, I guess my phone, it, it's not too much bigger, but it's definitely bigger for sure.
Yeah.
It's like an inch bigger, I'd say.
Well, hey,
I
as a
didn't make
man,
it.
you would know that's a lot. No.
Yes, of course. No, but but like, and then after that, I think it was. I think it was right before I went to my new school. I could be wrong. Yeah, because I had an iPod Touch when I did my first year of high school in public school, and then it was when I went to private school. So I've only had for the past 5 years is the only time I've had an iPhone. It's really weird.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's really crazy. Like I know both computers and phones have changed a lot since when we were small, but
Yeah.
I feel like the jump in technology for computers makes a lot of sense. But for phones, it's like, what the frick? Who had this idea? How did phone go from like this small thing you'd have in your pocket, you'd flip it open and you'd call, and that was like pretty much it, to basically a mini computer? I mean, like, I'm not complaining, obviously, but like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
In
mean,
a way, I kind of miss having flip phones just because
I never had one, so I can't comment on it. But
I had two. I didn't like those too much, but like um I I don't know. Just to me, I like having my phone separate from what I actually use my phone for because then I have an excuse when I don't answer the phone because it's like, "Oh, sorry, didn't have my phone on me," you know? Instead of the way it is now where it's just like, "Ah, I always have my phone next to me and I either just don't answer because I'm too lazy, don't care, or I actually didn't see it." Either way, people will judge you. So,
yeah,
not that anyone calls me, but
yeah, I was gonna say no one ever calls me. So yeah, but yeah, no, that's I don't know. It's really, and then another thing is and this is something I realized very recently is that newer computers do not have like a little space for like discs to be put in.
I know that's okay.
Because my
That's one
old
of the
computer,
dumbest things ever.
my crappy computer, if you remember, it had like a little thing, and I had to put like this little disc in to run the software for the Wi-Fi adapter to get Wi-Fi. And I was trying
Yeah.
to figure that out with my new computer, and I didn't have it. And then I realized the new computer came with Wi-Fi adapters for free, which is actually really cool. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. I understand why they removed the disc slot, right? But I will miss it. None of my computers have ever had a disc slot, meaning I couldn't play like any of my old computer games that came on discs. Like I know I could probably just get them separately, but like why? You know? Or
Yeah.
back when you could just watch movies on your computer because you would just insert the disc.
Oh.
I want to watch Ninjago from my computer screen. I know I can do what I always do and, watch it from where I always watch it. But, like, I have the DVDs! Let me use them!
Yeah. Which I'll get into. The DVD is next, but yeah, I remember when I was I had I told you the story of my old laptop when I was in grade school, that I used to play Minecraft on, right, and how it got demolished because of gamer rage. Did I not tell you this story, Shan?
Um, I mean, you might have, but my memory's bad.
Okay, so from like I don't know. I had my family had this laptop for a while, and it broke I think in sixth grade. But the year before that, I had a big, not big fight with a friend, but I had a fight with a friend, and I threw the laptop on the ground, and yeah, we all know how
Yeah,
my
I don't remember this, so maybe you didn't.
okay. Well, I had at least told you about the laptop that I played
I
Minecraft
think
on.
you had told me about the laptop.
Law punny.
But
Um,
mm, but I think you did tell me about the laptop. I just don't think you ever told me that you yeeted it.
yeah, I think I had said that I broke it. I don't think I went into detail though. But anyways, that's not important. I remember when I was younger, before I played Minecraft, I was a wee little child in like first grade, maybe kindergarten. I don't know, probably first grade. But we had this. I don't remember too much about it, but there was this like one like it was very kiddie. It was like completely designed for kids. I would never actually play it again, but there's this little. I think it was like you put the disc in the computer. It was like a little kids game. It was like about like animals. I don't remember everything, but I
Okay.
remember playing that for like hours, days. It was my first experience with a quote unquote video game ever, and I was addicted to it.
I used to have a lot of the old SpongeBob games on DVDs,
Gotcha.
and I definitely don't have them anymore. But if I did, they can't be used anymore, so that's pretty sad.
Gotcha. But
I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure there's probably some external thing where you could like buy a DVD player for your computer or something, but like, why would
yeah.
I ever do that?
I honestly, I'd rather just whip out my old garbage computer and put it in there. Um, but yeah, another thing is DVDs and especially VHS. I think maybe some people still have DVD players, but ain't nobody have a VHS player anymore, man.
Hey, I
And
have a
bro,
VHS player.
yeah, but it's probably from a TV from like 10 plus years ago, right?
It was my grandpa's, and I got it after he died. So
Yeah, no, I haven't like holy crap, those things just don't exist anymore. And like I feel like even DVD players are like really really rare now. Which is weird to say because like when I was younger it was like VHS players are rare, but
you
everyone
know,
has a DVD player.
I was gonna say they weren't that hard to find a few years ago, but then I realized my definition of a few years ago is actually like 10 years ago by now.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking like past 5 years cuz technology changes so quickly these days and
really,
like if you're like things that were like I think are like recent like technology are considered outdated. Like people consider like the 3DS and 2DS outdated.
God, that hurts
I
me.
know. I went to like even like as of like 4 years ago it was cuz I remember I went to like a Best Buy and cuz my 3DS broke. It was just wasn't working. It was like this is outdated technology. We can't do anything. I'm like, what? And this was in 2018 or 2017, mind you. Probably 2017. And it was outdated then.
My
Like
question is, how the frick do they say they can't do anything with because it's outdated technology?
um
Like, just because it's outdated doesn't mean you don't have the ability to fix it.
I think their excuse is like we can't like replace it or get parts for it because it's not being produced or something. I don't know.
But I'm sure you totally can. They just wouldn't because they don't have it in stock. Because why
Yeah,
would they buy it when no one really uses it? But I'm sure they could. And my question is more like, why wouldn't they just do it and then charge you extra? Because that's like easy money. But then it also could just be that no one would know how to fix it anymore, and
yeah,
that's kind of sad.
that
Do you
is.
know? Speaking of technology that you can't fix anymore, do you know that in a really old movie, I don't remember what movie it was, they figured out a way to get green screen to work with before green screen was even a thing. What they did is they had a specially shaded camera lens with like a mix of sapphire and some other gem or something. I don't remember how it worked exactly, but the two shades mixed together and made green screen before green screen was even a thing. And you want to know the thing? They still haven't been able to replicate it. They don't think they'll ever be able to do it again.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy to me. Like, how did you make this amazing thing and just lose it?
I haven't I know I've heard certain things about history where like there's these certain things that were like made on total chance and accident that were like super advanced, and even though we have more advanced things we still can't replicate those things. I can't think of any instances. I just remember in like the background of my memory that I've heard stuff like that before. It just baffles me because like technology has come so far. Like even in the past 5 years, I feel like even in the past 5 years, technology has come so far. And
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, processing power doubles like every 2 years or something. I don't know.
yeah, I think you're right. I mean, there's like a new and better graphics card every like year. It feels. I think there is actually a
Yeah,
new one every year, but
yeah, really. And then it makes me feel outdated when a few years ago mine was like one of the best.
yeah, I have like I
Now
have
you're better than me.
I think I have it's either the second or third best graphics card you can get. I think it feels good, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. And now it's like, ah, frick. Now I'm behind. Not that like it's that big of a deal.
It's really
It's
not
still
that big of a
fine.
deal. I mean, your
It's
computer's
it's just
really good.
yeah, my computer's fine. It's just like, knowing that theoretically if I had the better thing, my stuff could go a lot faster. It's like, man, I could be wasting time here. But, you know, I don't want to pay $50,000 just for something that'll
Yeah.
be outdated in like 6 months.
Yeah, no, see, that's my thing is, and like I everyone was like, oh, you should get a better computer, Finn. I should get it because my computer sucked, right? I didn't want to do that until my computer like broke down. But in fact, the only reason I got a new computer was because I think my dad brought it up as like because we were trying to figure out like graduation gift slash birthday present. And my dad was like, oh, you can get this. I'm like, huh. Yeah, no, my computer's a piece of shit. Maybe I should. And that's why I have my 4th of July looking ass computer that I do
I
that.
totally forgot about that. That's so stupid.
I only thought of it because I took a picture. I sent a picture of my cat on my private server, and
Yeah, I saw that.
you
But
can
I didn't
see
notice.
in the background just the white and blue.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
It was funny, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm just against getting new technology unless it's like unless I have something really bad or it breaks down because technology is just progressing so fast. If I get like you said, if I just got the best graphics card now, it's not gonna be the best one in another year. So why bother spend like $2,000 on it?
Yeah, I feel pretty similar. Although for me, it depends on the kind of technology we're talking about. Because like if we're talking about like a game console, I'd be willing to update to the newest thing just because
Well, game consoles, I feel like new ones come out like it's not like
no, those
phones
are like
or
every
computers.
5 years or
Yeah,
something.
they're like every 5, 8 years.
And even then, they usually have newer games come out on the older consoles as well for a while. So like,
Yeah, game consoles are a lot better about that stuff, and there's a good reason as to why because each game console is like vast. It's not like computers where it's just a bit better, a bit better, a bit better, or phones where it's just like added like 2 or 3 new features. I mean, the difference between a 3DS and a Nintendo Switch is very
I
different.
was literally just about to say, like, you look at the 3DS, you look at the Switch, and it's like, bro,
There is no comparison. It's so different.
yeah.
It's just nuts. Gotta give game console companies respect for that. They do good work. Maybe not in, I don't know how good their games are for the most part, but their consoles are always like good quality
Yeah.
and good upgrade.
And I don't know, to me, the only console I'd really upgrade like consistently would be a Nintendo console because
Yeah,
like PlayStation games, Xbox games, those usually get put onto PC at some point, right?
yeah,
But Nintendo games that
are
pretty much never
exclusive
happens.
to Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, that's why I only really have
Yeah,
gotten new Nintendo consoles. I've never really bothered.
I
Well, I mean, not
I
that I ever bothered with the other stuff in the first place. I had a 360 just so I could play Minecraft, and I got a PlayStation just so I could play Spider-Man, and here it is now on PC. So what a scam!
yeah. I I can say
Although it
though.
did take many years for it to get on PC. So
Gotcha. I can't say. I don't think I'd ever buy any sort of console because like the only one I've ever really wanted was 3DS/2DS and just play Pokemon. But um, I don't know. Maybe when I'm older, uh, you know, not, I feel like when I'm older, I'll be more willing to spend money on, you know, things like that. But personally now, because I'm not really making anything, I don't. And plus, I already have like I have enough to focus on and worry about. I don't feel the need to get any like I don't feel the need to get a Nintendo Switch or anything like that.
yeah. Well, I I use my Switch a lot. Well, not as much as I used to, but I used to use it all the time. So I don't regret that.
I feel like it'd be fun. I don't know. I don't feel like I'd find the time in the day to use it because I have so much to worry about and so much to focus on as is, and I don't like spending money, as we all know. And in the like 3.5 years you've known me, I barely spent money on anything other than this computer and the microphone I have, and that's it. Right? I can't. I think those are the only two like decent sized purchases I've made in the time of knowing you, Shan.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't. Yeah, no, there's nothing else. Because everything
I
else
don't.
I've gotten has been like a gift.
Yeah, I I was gonna say I don't think I've ever bought something too expensive since you've met me, honestly, because most of the stuff I get is a gift. Like
Yeah.
even this computer was technically from my grandpa, because when he died, it was like, here's money, use it for something good, and it was like, well,
Yeah.
my last computer kind of died, so this might be where
Yeah,
I use it.
and even my microphone and computer were like half paid for by my parents. So I just really don't like to spend money. It's just I'm very against it. And if I made a lot more money than I do, if I my brother makes like probably 100 times more than I do, and he works at like a coffee shop as like the drive-through person. Like it's sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
But if I feel like if I made like a decent amount of money, like I would
I mean,
I
like,
would buy all the games I would want because there are probably so many games if I wasn't a cheapskate that I would buy and play. Like I don't know. I really want to play more games because I've never. I actually went through a list of all the games I've played in my lifetime that aren't like browser games or just random. I don't know. And I've only played a total of, or not including like random mobile games that I played out of boredom either. I've only really played a total of like maybe like 19 to 20 games in my entire lifetime. That's sad.
I probably haven't played as many games as I think I have, because
You've definitely played more than me. That's for sure.
yeah, I know I've definitely not played as much as most people.
Yeah.
Mainly just because most games that normal people like, I think look pretty boring. Like
Yeah.
Call of Duty, you think I care about that?
I. It's funny because actually a lot of the YouTubers I watch, I mean, some of the games they play look like fun, but I don't really usually watch them for the games. I just watch them for their humor. But like a lot of the games they'll play is like Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty Warzone, things like
Yeah.
that, and
Well, a lot of I think as long as you have
PUBG.
good people to play with, as long as you have good people to play with, even the worst game can be super fun.
Oh
So,
yeah, no, I agree. I think if you have a solid friend group of people who can just joke around, because if you don't take the game seriously, it doesn't matter at all.
yeah.
I mean,
Exactly. Don't be like Ninja Fortnite.
never be like Ninja Fortnite.
Be more like Phil's of Minecraft.
Shan 2022. Don't be like Ninja Fortnite. Be like Phil's of Minecraft.
That is one of my best quotes. Just because it is
Life
true.
advice by Mr. Shan, man.
Like I have a lot of funny quotes, but that is my most real. That's the most real thing I've ever said.
Fair enough, man. Um, yeah. No, I could probably find some fun out of any game because I'm very picky about what games I play, and I get bored of games very quickly. I went from like playing and recording Pokemon like every day to I haven't in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Like yeah, for me it depends on the game. Some games I get bored very quickly. Some games I could play for a long time.
Yeah,
Like I could play Minecraft a lot. I think
I'm trying to get
proved
back.
that in the past.
I'm trying to get back into Minecraft more because like I enjoy like playing Bed Wars and things like that. I cannot stay on a survival world for like more. It's like a curse. I cannot stay on a survival world for more than like 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes a
Yeah.
month. It's just a curse. I don't know why. I just run out of. I just get bored so quickly. The thing is, and I know why. It's because I'm only interested with the progression.
Yeah. I was gonna say you like the progression side of things.
And it sucks because when I used to play Minecraft, I didn't even know how to progress, and I would play. I was so missed when I was like in third to like fifth grade, where I could just play Minecraft just alone, no friends, and not progress at all. I never went like I, not never, but I rarely went to the Nether. I like the only time I went to the end is in creative mode. 'Cause I didn't know how to make
Yep.
Eyes of Ender. I know how to get Ender pearls. I just didn't know how to make Eyes of Ender. Um, I just like I just build and mine and explore, and that was it. I just had fun doing that.
I
My first Minecraft world that I played like completely alone was it was one of the presets because I didn't like I didn't like building on like how the terrain has varying elevations. You can't find like it's like impossible to find like an area that's like completely flat for like 100 blocks by 100 blocks. So I'd play on like the presets where it was just like I don't know what it was called, but it was one where like the only thing it was like just completely grass, and the only thing that spawned was like
Oh, super flat.
villages, and that was it.
Yeah, that's super flat.
And I played on that for like multiple weeks.
You know, that just gave me an idea,
And
Finn.
that was where my first Minecraft house was, the one that you said you hated because it was
Oh,
two
I
blocks high. I played
Oh
that
my God.
world. I had so much fun on that world. I made no progress, obviously, because it was a super flat. But like, it. I just had fun. I miss being able to do that. Even not last year, 2 years ago, December of 2020, when I was kind of just alone because, reasons. But um, I had a Minecraft world. This was only like less than 2 years ago. I had so much fun playing alone. I just messed around. I I just built a house. I just had fun. I don't know why I can't do that anymore. Ever since that Minecraft world, I've had this curse of just not being able to stick with a world. And the only world that seems like super appealing to still play, believe it or not, Serotonin Stream World. I would totally be okay with playing on there anytime. That's the only world I would be okay with playing on there because I don't know, and it's probably just because it's the stream element. I feel like I would totally get bored if there wasn't the stream element, but
Probably.
I don't know. It's just I just have this curse, and I wish to get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said,
Call me Rika,
I
because I wish to be free of this curse.
okay, I have two things to say. One is the idea, and one is my current thoughts. So remind me about the idea after I say this, in case you forget.
Okay.
Current thoughts. I totally get it. The progression is fun because there's challenge after you get like netherite, heck, even diamond armor just enchanted slightly. You know, it's there's a good chance you won't die. And if you do, we play with keep inventory on, so it's not like there's much of a reason to avoid dying anyway.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. My opinions on keep inventory are I like keep inventory, but at the same time I know it's making it a little more boring for us.
It is and it isn't. It's here's I've always had this. And sorry, I cut you off. I'm trying to quickly
Yeah, it's
give my
fine.
opinion on it. I realize keep inventory. Most people just are like, no, don't play with it because it makes it harder. I just personally, if as we saw with um, me losing Irish land, if I lose everything, I rage quit and I give up.
Yeah.
I am I'm not a quitter person, but when I lose everything, I am too lazy and too unmotivated and too upset and angry to try and get it back. I then give up and I'm like I'm playing a different game. Fuck this. So that's why I feel like keep inventory is a necessity for me because I I'm just too big of a bitch. Anyways,
I could
continue.
totally play without keep inventory.
I'm sure you could. I'm just I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't like
It
losing progress. Especially since I'm a very progress like motivated person, not just in work but in games.
yeah. It's just like, for me, the only worlds that I have consistently played on is the serotonin world, even if it's not like often, right? I haven't quit that world yet.
Yeah.
And I hope I never will, honestly. But uh I had to keep inventory on that because, it's just supposed to be fun, chill stream. It's not meant to be
Yeah. It really
super serious or anything, so keep inventories on with that.
it does depend
And
on the world because I know the one world we don't have keep inventory on is the 30 days
30
world
days.
because it's an actual challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
And most worlds that are like like the dashing XMP, the serotonin, they're supposed to be chill. They're supposed to be fun. There's no point in making it a challenge because it's not a challenge. It's for funsies.
Yeah. I I honestly don't know. I guess it's just because I never take playing any Minecraft world super seriously, other than the serotonin world, but that's meant to be a chill thing. If I had a serious world similar to the serotonin world, I probably would keep inventory off,
Yeah.
I didn't word that the best. I but I would have keep inventory turned off. There we go.
Yeah.
But since I don't have a world like that, I just
Yeah.
I've always had keep inventory on.
I really.
And
Yeah. I'll let you continue, then I'll talk.
about what you said about just being in single player and having fun. I still have that sometimes. I a few months ago I started up a world just in creative, not survival, but I was just building like a town just because I thought it would be fun, and it was. So, that was cool. Now, about the second thing, the idea I had, because I actually remembered.
Yeah.
um have you I don't know if you've seen it, but some people actually do challenges where they try to have a decent Minecraft world on super flat, which is, pretty hard because your only access to anything is through villages.
Yeah. I mean, like the ground is like it's like
It's
grass, then
three
three dirt
blocks.
blocks, and then bedrock, right?
Yeah.
So it's just villages, nothing else.
Yep. So I think those challenges are cool. Maybe we could try that sometime. I don't know.
Yeah. I I I do want to do more Minecraft stuff with you because I was thinking earlier today. I this week or next week. I actually probably this week. Because I'm gonna be so bored this week towards the end. Um, for reasons, but
Okay.
let me message you.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, no, I can just say it like this: woman going on vacation
Oh, gotcha.
from like Friday to Sunday, so I'm gonna be doing nothing. I want to try
Yeah.
and get back because and start up the 30 days world again. That was so fun when we did that. I want to do that
It
again.
was, yeah.
And like I said, I really want to get back into Minecraft survival. It's been bugging me for the past like 2 weeks, and also said woman has been wanting to do her SMP. Just, yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to get back into survival Minecraft like I used to have the passion for it. I desperately want to, and so I want to. If you're up for it, I would like to try and start up the 30 days world again. And I don't even
Yeah.
remember what version we're on, but
Uh, weren't we
I th-
we had just done 1.9, didn't we?
I think you're right. But yeah, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. See, I think I've said this before, but I could probably do Minecraft like anytime just because I like Minecraft.
You're Mr.
Like
Minecraft.
sometimes I get tired of it, but it's not that often, right? And
Yeah,
like my only issue with it is I don't have ideas quickly. Like, that's why the serotonin streams aren't consistent. It's just whenever I'm like, "Oh, hey, maybe that could be fun." Then I'll do it, right? But like
yeah,
most of the time it's just like, "Okay, what now?" And then it takes 20 years for me to think of what to do next.
yeah. And then we all know I am. I just am not good with building anything. I've gotten better skill wise, but my ideas for things have been just. I don't know if I told you, but I rebuilt the dub pug on Dash's server the other night when I was bored.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I didn't remember what it looked like really. So I got like an image on Google and I kind of tried to replicate it and then just kind of and then after like getting like halfway through I just kind of closed it and tried to do the rest myself, but it still kind of looked like it was definitely like in the complete shape of that. So I felt kind of guilty because I was like, if I only do it halfway, look at the reference, it'll be fine. But then after realizing, looking at half the references, looking at the how everything is shaped, so everything else is just like the roof and the inside. So
Yeah, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with building anything based off of reference. Like a lot of my stuff is built off of reference. I just try to not make it, exactly the same.
yeah, well, see, I don't. I usually don't care either. It's just because it looked very similar, just like a less detailed version. That's why I felt like, wow, frick.
Yeah.
I'm just not really good at knowing how to build stuff. I know, like, I'm, I've gotten good at the block palette because that was my issue. Was like I just make like just a straight up oak wood house, just all oak wood,
Yeah.
and then I switched to like all oak wood but cobblestone floor, or like stone brick floor. But now I know how to like I know how to do proper block palettes.
Yeah.
And I know like what looks and like I know like the basic infrastructure of what's good, what's not good. It's just the specific like designs and ideas. I just can't. It's just not a thing for me. I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think part of why I don't have ideas quickly is because like I could totally think up something stupid to do on the spot, right? But when it comes to the serotonin world specifically, it's like, no, that sure that's me doing something technically, but it's not like making the world look really nice and pretty or anything. And that's what I want the serotonin world to be. I want it to look cool, you know?
Yeah. That's
Like
another
I
thing.
think it's pretty obvious that I can just go on Minecraft and do something random for hours, like
Yeah.
like that massive chunk I did out of nowhere
In the
in the
30
30
days.
days world.
Yeah. That was so
Or
random.
or
I remember logging it on, and you're like, so Finn, I did something. And I'm like, Shan, what is this?
yeah, it's like, hey man, I was bored and I was like, I want to play Minecraft, so I just mined out a massive chunk underground.
And I'm like, okay, okay. And then I walked down the stairs, and I was just, my pupils dilated.
I know. You were like, why is it so big?
Women say
It was
that
like,
to
I don't
me.
know, man. I was bored.
Glad you tucked over my joke. Anyways,
Wait, what did you say? I didn't hear it.
I said women say that to me.
Oh, bruh.
I know. Yeah. I the 30 days world I definitely want to get into this week if you're up for it. And I don't know, I feel like it'd be fun to like maybe, and it's totally up to you because it's your world, your channel. But like I don't know, I feel like it'd be fun to like if we came up with an idea on the serotonin world to start streaming that again.
I agree. Well, I mean, I was fixing it up recently because I wanted to do something. I just don't know
Yeah.
what.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I don't even. I was about to say I don't remember what my house looks like, but then I remembered it's a friggin' pot of gold.
Yeah.
Because I know I changed it.
Also,
From...
just so you're not surprised whenever we get on the serotonin world again, I kind of moved yours and Dash's house a little bit to be more aligned with everything. So, when you get on and you see your house is moved, don't be surprised.
Okay. As long as it's easily accessible, like it was before.
Oh yeah, it's easy. It's easily accessible. There's a path straight to it. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. No, I would love to do both of those things. Those sound like fun to get back into both of those worlds.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of fun times on those worlds. Not as many as in 30 days, because I didn't. I played on it a few times, but most of the times you streamed it, I was not playing it, and I only played it like maybe 3 times not on stream.
Yeah. And like the times that you were on the serotonin world, there was there's a good chance other people from before were on there. So,
Yeah.
not totally greatest memories, but like
The only good memories I have is you showing me like different little mods and like the Temple of Nightmare, building that,
yeah,
and then
the world corrupting.
that's not a good memory. That was stressful.
It was, but it was hilarious.
Oh, and the one time you were showing me all the different like biomes in that one mod.
Oh yeah, the biomes you'll go.
Yeah, that's what corrupted the
That's
world.
what corrupted the world.
And then, as ugly as my treehouse was, I had fun building it. I will admit, I had fun building it.
Yeah, I liked your treehouse. Just
No, you
not
didn't,
there.
because you moved it for a spot for Moggy to make her house. You little frick. And then she never
Okay,
made her
well-
house.
Well, okay, look. Okay, you see,
No, it was bias.
did-
You can't You can't convince me otherwise. It was bias. You thought my house was ugly.
look. Let me fully explain my feelings on your house. I liked your house. It just didn't go well with the rest of the town. And it looked out of place next to the barn and the nether hub and stuff. So, I was like, okay, I'll move yours
to the very
over
edge
here.
of town.
I'll move yours to next to where my house was, and then I figured Moggy would end up building a house. She never did, but I assumed she would build a more normal looking house, and that would fit more where your house used to be.
I know.
So that was.
I understand. It just it looks really bad when you told me, oh, I log on, I see this is a spot for Moggy's house. I look, my house is on the very outskirts of town. And you said, oh yeah, I moved it because it didn't look right. I'm like, you see how that looks, Shan?
Yeah, I see how it looks.
It didn't look very nice. It didn't look very nice.
Well, that's why I made sure to tell you.
I didn't
when
take
you
it
saw
personally.
I was like, this might not sound nice, but
I didn't take it
personally.
Don't worry, I still don't take it personally. It's just like, bruh.
Look, if the town, it would have fit in a town styled around the way your house was. Your house wasn't ugly; it was ugly next to my stuff.
It would have fit in Fortree City and Omega Ruby.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally exactly what I was thinking. By the way.
Nice.
I just didn't know the name of the town, so I didn't say it. But yeah. And the only part about your house that I thought was actually
was the platform.
Was the platform you had sticking out of the back.
You know, honestly, in hindsight, I'm no Minecraft, like I technically I really don't have any Minecraft building skill. I just copy whatever you tell me to. And I've just tried to learn from you, really. I do not have an eye for building. I can tell you that right now. I do not have an eye for building. I just do my best to copy what everyone else is doing.
Fair enough.
So, but in hindsight, having a giant industrial platform connected to a...
When the rest of your house looked more natural.
Yeah, I had like a construction platform on the back.
Yeah, you know what the best way I could describe it is you're at Disneyland. Everything looks all magical and cool. You move a little bit too far towards the back of, like, Mickey Land or whatever, and you see all the scaffolding and stuff holding up the fake hills.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it wasn't and the worst part was it had nothing on it, and I was like, my little house didn't have much in it. There was no room for it. But I had nothing on it other than an enchanting table.
And Aqua.
Well, yeah, but even then, that was like a little thing to the side of the platform. It wasn't even on the platform.
Yeah, and you could have put that in the stump part.
Yeah, there were so many ways I could have, like, fit everything in, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna make a giant industrial platform.
Yeah. I will say, if you didn't let me add the stump part to your house, I would have probably said it was all kind of ugly.
I thought you were going to say I would have probably burned it to the ground.
Well, it's just because having... You just had, like, not black stone, deep slate walls built up to a tiny house floating in the sky, you know? It just looked so out of place.
In my head, it made sense, but again, I don't have an eye for building at all.
Yeah, no, I could totally see why it made sense, and it probably also would have made sense.
They were supposed to be support beams. That was it.
Yeah, if it was in a more industrial-looking town, it would have worked totally fine. It's just with the way my town looks, it looked so weird.
Oh yeah, and also it was a tree house, not an industrial-looking anything.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Obviously, I didn't know I don't know how to build a treehouse. I could probably build a lot better one now that I know how to build things. Because obviously,
I'm sure you could. Especially after we worked on the treehouse in the 30 Days world. I'm sure you could probably do something better.
Well, that's that was literally a house in a tree. I meant like a treehouse, like a traditional treehouse.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just mean, like, once you know how to build a nice looking tree, you just need to add a
Yeah.
house onto it.
Fair enough.
Like
Yeah.
obviously there's a bit more to it than that, but you know what I mean. It's a lot easier once you got the tree part down.
Yeah. Minecraft building is so hard, man.
It is. That is a fact.
I don't think I'll ever be able to say I'm good at it, but I'd like to be like decent enough to where someone who wasn't good at it would say I'm good at it.
Yeah. Well, when I still built like you, I thought I built really good. I was like, everyone else normally just builds like a box, but I build something that actually looks like a house. I'm doing pretty good, right? And then like I got better, and it's like, okay, I wasn't the greatest back then, but now I'm good. And now I just like look at Hermitcraft builds and stuff, and I'm like,
Well, I mean,
yeah, I'm never gonna be good.
the standards for building now are so much higher than they were like 5 years ago.
That is a fact.
Because now all these people on like, especially TikTok, I think I've never spent a day or a second of my life on TikTok, but I am aware of the kinds of things that are on it. And if I'm remembering correctly, isn't there like an entire just like community of people who just like show off like these beautiful, crazy looking builds they make?
There is. I love
So
those
because
ones
of that,
just because I love
the
seeing the builds. But
because of
yeah,
that, the standards are now like you have to have a PhD in Minecraft building to be considered good.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I
it's
mean, like, you remember the original house in my serotonin world, right?
yeah.
Not like the little square cube thing. I mean the one that was just like kind of long spruce
The
with
one that
the
used to have
cobblestone
like a
roof.
million like berry bushes next to it.
Yeah, I forgot those were there. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and there was like the stair. I think the staircase was in the middle of like
Yeah, the
the building.
staircase was in the
Yeah,
middle of the
yeah,
house.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
That house. The reason why my house looked like that is cuz that was how I learned to build decent looking houses from the diamond minecart like probably like 8 years ago by this point.
Yeah,
So like
I mean to be
I
fair,
thought
it's
I
probably
thought that was good back then.
to be fair, it was better than anything I could build on a server like a year ago.
Yeah. But and that's everyone else built decent looking houses and mine I thought mine was pretty good, so I was like, "Oh, I'm a good builder." And then after, a few months it was like, "Okay, never mind, I'm not that great."
Yeah, no, I did not. Yeah, buildings just I don't know. They're so much more advanced than they were like 5 years ago. Good lord, even probably like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah. Like there used to be a lot of good builds back then too, but like it just was not super common. Now, like anyone who plays Minecraft is usually really good builder because
Yeah.
I don't know that they've spent years building. Meanwhile, I've spent years throwing idiots off into the void.
And meanwhile, I I got back into Minecraft like 4 years ago, and I thought elytras were just added. Turns out they were added like probably a few months after I left it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I really built anything other than like wood plank boxes back then. And obviously,
Yeah.
because when I started playing Minecraft again, I still built like giant wooden plank boxes. I don't even remember if I added floors or not, and if I did, they were probably also wooden planks. Everything was just wooden planks. It was just a rectangular prism of wooden planks. No like triangular roof, nothing. Not even the most basic. It was just wooden plank square. Rectangle.
Yeah.
That's just how I always played. I just always play based on functionality, and I never thought anything else.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Like I used to make my houses look okay, but for the most part it was just like some place I won't get blown up.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, I'll just have everything out in the middle of nowhere until I build a house that I think looks nice enough.
This takes like a month.
Yeah, I mean, in the Bossman SMP, how long did that took me a good
It
while.
took you at least 2 or 3 weeks, man. I
Yeah,
forgot about that
I,
world.
I built I built a huge villager trading center before I built my house.
Yeah, that was your like life's work. Was that villager trading center?
Yeah,
Man, I loved that world. That's if I'm gonna say like any world is my pride and joy, it was that world.
and of course it was the world that couldn't be saved.
Yeah, because Eternals is stupid. Well, actually, when is it not stupid?
That is correct.
It wouldn't let me download it. I still have issues with downloading worlds now, but it like literally would not let me download it. I don't know. Maybe it was just too big that I just couldn't download. That's my guess.
Maybe. To be fair, we did explore a lot on that one, so
Oh, I think that's probably the world we explored farther out than any other world I've ever been in. I'm gonna be real.
yeah, so
It was probably like
it's
10 gigabytes.
it's totally believable that that's what did it in.
Yeah, it's sad though. I loved that world. That world was like I literally created that world. I think the night that 1.17 came out.
Yeah, you made it right away.
I yeah, I made it right away because I remember I was exploring that night, and it was just yeah. No, I love that world, man. It was so good. It wasn't like the most fancy thing ever. I mean, the I'd say it had a bit more progression than the serotonin world, but it wasn't like anything too fancy. But I still loved it for what it was. It was a great world.
Yeah,
It was the first world where I actually tried building, and I don't know, man. It was fun. I liked it. I wish I even if
we
it
had the rare
has